Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be looking at log analysis, which is very important for beginners and professionals in IT and cybersecurity engineering field. And we'll be doing a hands-on with real logs from Windows, Linux, firewall, and a web server to spot suspicious activity like failed login and potential attack. And before we jump into the analysis, I want to quickly give us a brief information regarding what logs are. Logs are like a digital footprint. Every time something happens on a system, a log entry is recorded. Whether it is a login, a file being opened, or a firewall block traffic, it's all documented. These logs help us to detect threats, analyze, and troubleshoot issues, and even reconstruct security incidents. So I'm using my Windows 11 virtual machine, Oracle Virtual Bus, to do this hands-on experience. So once you're there, you enter your password. So I have my password. So once you have it open, you go to event viewer. You can just type it if you want to. You can just type event viewer and it's going to come up here. Okay, so you click on it. Here is my, here's my event viewer. So for me to be able to go through and go through the logs and see what happened, I will need to go to Windows logs. We have it here, Windows logs. You can just do a drop down if you want to. So once you have a drop down, I want you to click on security. Now we have the security. So let me open it a little and open this. Under the security, you're going to see logs attempt here, and you're going to see policies, changes, and audit view, all of them right here. Okay, and also you're going to see if there is a failed logs attempt. You must also know that too much of this login attempt or failed login in a short period of time is suggestive of the fact that there could be a brutal force attack. When there is a failed login in a short time, it's an indication that there could be a brutal force attack. Always check the account's name and also always check the sources. You see, we have the sources here and also check for the network address if it gives you that. And this will help you to identify where the attempt came from. I want to push it down a little. Let me spread this out. So I'm going to spread it out. I'm going to spread it out a little. So this is the security that gives you all of this information. I'm going to spread this out like this. Okay. So to give us a better view. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. So we have the key words here. This audit source. This is the time, the date and the time. And this also the source where it came from. And this is the event ID. And this is the task category. So if someone, or for example, you have like a domain that logged in, like a client machine log or user logging into your domain, if you're using the Windows server and there is a login, you'll be able to track who logged in, when the person logged in, the date, the source. If, for example, someone logged into my system and I will be able to see it right here. It's not going to tell me the name of the person. It's not going to tell me the machine, you know. And if there's an ID attached to that computer, if it's an employee or someone, a co-worker, I'll be able to tell where the ID came from and the user's account manager. So this is very important for us to know. It helps us to analyze, detect, and make corrections, and it also helps in incident response. So let me click on one of it. So let me click on this. So once you click on, for example, this is what you want to review, it's going to give you a breakdown and all the information here. So you can further analyze it. For example, we have here credential manager credential we read, and we see give us the security ID, a system. So the account name. So it's telling me that the account name is client O2. This system that I'm using, the device on the system, the name of this device is client 002 dollar sign. So if a client is logging in with their device, you're going to see their name there. And also gave us the domain name. The domain name is a group work. It means that the computer or the clients that log into this system is using a domain name called group work. And also it gives us the login ID and all of that informations. We're just done with the Windows event viewer. So right in front of me is my Linux. We're going to be doing log analysis using this operating system, which is Linux. So if you have like an issue when you try to go into and view your log on this operating system, because you can view your log through var log, then you have the slash auth.log. So once you put it in and it gives you this error message stating that there is no file or directory, you will need, because this my VM virtual machine that I'm using. So it means that the auto log file does not exist on your system. It usually happens for uh, some reasons. Maybe the login service isn't running, or maybe the log are handled by a journal, journal CLT instead, or maybe there is or maybe the var/log directory is empty because of lightweight setup. Okay. So for us to be able to determine if the var/log is empty or if it's using a different command, if it is using, if the auth.log wasn't not running. So let's try the first one. Let's determine if the auth.log is running. To do this, so determine if log log in service isn't running, we'll need to run a command known as sudo cclc start syslog. So you run this command. This will help us confirm if the login service isn't running. So I'm going to put my password. It's requesting for password. It said phase to start. Okay, it says phase to start. SR log service unit not found. It shows as a phase to start our syslog.system and units. It means that the service is not found. So let's run another command to enable the system to start automatically. So we're going to run this command sudo clt enable syslog. So this command that we run to enable the ROCs log is an indication that we do not have the service running on the system. So for us to have the service running, we have to run some other code. So we're going to run this code. Sudo, sudo is permission, like administrative permission, cl enable, then restart. It's actually, it said failed. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to install first. Just a second. So we're going to install before we enable and then start. So to install, we need to do sudo app update. Then we run sudo app install. You can do it, you can put it one at a time if you want to do everything. And just the way I did it, that's absolutely fine. So what am I doing right now? I am installing the Syslog, which is the auth.log, because it's right now on the system. I know that's not part of what I was supposed to record, but because I see that um, you may be having the same issue, not being able to access your log file on your Linux operating system. So I said, okay, let me just run this with you. And it's going to take a couple of seconds, a minute to have this installed and also updated. So I'm going to be pausing the recording then to start from there. Requesting for a password after the installation. So I'm just going to enter my password. Okay, so there's still more installation and operating. So you can see it right there, installing our Syslog, installing dependencies, and suggesting packages. And then we see summary, upgrading and all of that. So right now, installation is ongoing and also the updating. So we're just gonna give it a few more minutes to have that complete. So installations and updating completed, but we'll also need to enable and start the RSys log. So to do that, we need to run a command, and it's going to be sudo enable RSys log, sudo cstl start RSys log. Wow, so our syslog is working. So now we're going to check the status of our syslog. So to check the status, you just need to put in, you run these commands, sudo sys systemctl status our syslog. You run the command. It's going to show you here that it's active. I'm showing you that my syslog is active. So this syslog will be where all of the logs will be recorded, and we'll be able to look at that. So now we verify that our service is running. It's actively running, and you can see it's green, enable. Just in case if you run this status check and it's showing you not enabled, you will need to have to run the enable commands and start commands. So right now we're going to verify the logs file. Okay, that's our intention, to verify the logs file. So to do that, we'll need to check the installation, check again where the file is, which is var/log/auth, sorry, auth.log. So let's do the verification again. This was the verification we did, that we're able to know that the service wasn't running on my computer on this operating system. So we're going to do ls-l to list verify logs in the file. So when we do that, we see said read, write, dash, read, one root admin, and this is the number, the date, and then we have the verb log or two logs. And if that exists, now we're going to check for failed attempt. We're going to check if there is a failed attempt, there's a failed password. Okay, what we're doing is to look at our log and see if our user is trying to log into our system. And let's see if they're trying to use different password and is going to capture that information. So we're going to run the log we ran previously when we started, which is sudo failed password. We're looking for failed attempt of password. And where do we find this log? If there's any failed attempt, we'll find it from verb log auth.log. Okay, here we have information, very interesting information. So we have the year, the day, the month, and the day. Don't forget that we just installed this, so it will only show what happened like right now because there was not previously installed on the system. So it gives us the day, the year. It tells us when the user tried to log in, the year, the month, and the day, and exactly the time this transaction happened, and what uh, did they log in as a privileged user? Did they log in as just a user? Right here, it shows that the person or the user logged in as sudo. So there was an administrative attempt or use to log into this system. And this is so true because if you run through everything and all the commands that was done here, we use the administrative privilege, which is sudo. And these other informations are given home and all of that. User is the root user, the command, the failed password, and all of that. So this way you are able to check who logged in, when did the person log in, and what kind of privilege did the person use to log in, and the command. So this is the command user being grep, and also all of that information is right here. So that is how you go through your logs on Linux. That will enable you to go check who tried to log into your account. Okay, I hope that's helpful.